Hi, and welcome back to our channel. So on Tuesday, we went to Great Ormond Street Hospital for hope to have 2 clinics. And so one of those was cystic fibrosis and one of them was the epilepsy clinic.
Just before we even left the house, Hope had a smallish seizure, which sent her to sleep. So bearing in mind she's 10 years old now, and getting her out of her bed and taking her to the car was quite a...
It was a rigmarole. So she woke up at, what time was it? It was about 9 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In that region. By 9:30, she was back asleep again.
The seizure just takes it out of her and she just kind of...
crashes.
Yeah.
So we had to be at the hospital for, as I say, 2 clinics, and getting her in the car, down a flight of steps, out of a day bed that's pushed up against the wall to form a
there's
giant
no way
cot.
she would have woke up, would there?
No.
Not for at least another hour.
I'll be honest though, I was quite lucky because she did sort of just bounce into my arms.
When you came down the stairs with her, she was like all sort of cuddled
baby
in.
gorilla, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
I'm quite lucky that she does that. It could have been so much worse. She could have been like, no, just not having it, not having it. I want to stay in bed, like her mum. It's no lie, you love your bed.
I do love my bed, and I don't stay in my bed half as much as I would really want to. I probably don't get up too much in it as what I want to either.
Oh, here we go.
Go on,
it's going to descend into chaos.
No, it's not.
Have one of those feelings. Anyway, so we our last video in the description was us on the way to Great Ormond Street. In the room, and then coming out of Great Ormond Street, and then on the way home. And as you can see, that the first shot was literally her catching flies. She was out of it.
And then obviously by the time we got there, she'd come around a bit more, and that one of the hospitals that we go to, who it's linked with Great Ormond Street, is the Hospital for Rare Diseases. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
But it's a brand new hospital. All the equipment's brand new.
Oh no, what's coming?
And Hope relies heavily on Wi-Fi. Maybe such a simple, pathetic thing, but for us, it is her only lifeline, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
She will behave, she will sit there and everything, as long as she's got YouTube. They didn't have YouTube. Well, they didn't have internet.
It was the weird thing was the room we was in had an access point on a ceiling.
Well, Gary managed to do his magic and get her connected, and then they came in and they couldn't even get the computers to work. And then she decided, she goes, "Oh, I'll put this laptop on," and then she goes, "Oh, the battery's really low." Normally, you would plug the laptop in. No, she waited until it died and then plugged it in, then had to restart it. I swear, I was sat there thinking this is some kind of circus. I mean, these people are meant to be medical professions, and, you know...
To be clear, though, you can't blame a medical professional for being cracked
plugging
with
in
IT.
a laptop? Plugging in a laptop. It's charging. It's shouting at you, "I'm going to die." You know, if somebody's going to die, you give it CPR. Easier on a laptop. You plug it in.
Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so it's a fair point. She should have made sure her laptop was plugged in and
you know, we're not the
charged.
only people that were there.
But it was only for growth charts. We know she's growing.
Yeah.
She's pretty big. You know, we're constantly. She's 10 years old. We're constantly buying 12-year-old clothes. Would you say?
Yeah.
We're not worried about her weight and her height. She's going to be a shorty because we're both short.
Yeah.
She's going to be on the large side because she has Creon with every meal. You know,
they want her to be that bit bigger because...
Yeah, they want her to be 20% larger than she needs to be.
Because when a CF, especially a child, if they get ill, they will lose weight very, very quickly. And obviously that will not help other issues.
Yeah, we need to
strong.
Watch. We need to watch her weight. She needs to have that reserve. And so we're not worried about that.
But then obviously that was that done. And then we went to the next clinic. Yeah. We get in there and get told that only one of us can see the epileptic doctor with Hope. Now, I'm hard of hearing, and with anybody that has a special needs child or even normal children, it's keeping them occupied as well as speaking to the doctor. Now, there is no way I can go into the clinic on my own with Hope and be expected to try and deal with her and answer any questions or tell him exactly what's been going on. It was just not going to happen. So we didn't actually think that clinic was going to go ahead, because they were sat there going, all the other parents are here. They're only here. There's one of them only here, and they're looking, and there's two of you. I really couldn't give us tales of who was there and why they were there. At the end of the day, we got asked to go there. She was needed to see this doctor because her seizures are really everywhere at the moment.
They're out of control, yeah.
And it was a case of, all these other children were sat there nicely and all the rest of it, can understand where their mum says, if you don't behave, you wait until we get home. Hope doesn't understand that. So
the really annoying thing about that whole circus was that I'd had a phone call the night before.
We'd already explained this.
It was a pre hospital visit human malware test.
Like, have you got this?
Questionnaire.
Yeah.
And I actually said to him, we will both be there with Hope because she has severe learning difficulties. My wife is hard of hearing. I need to translate for my wife. If she's looking after Hope while I'm listening to the doctors,
which is what happened anyway,
which is pretty much what happened.
So Gary fills me in after. Yeah, it was.
That was annoying. However, once we got in there, the doctor was pretty cool, wasn't he? He was on the ball. He knew what we was trying to say. He understood that we need to try and control the seizures rather than anything else. We didn't, because she has 3 types of seizures. She has absent. We've explained this before, I'm sure. She has absent seizures. She has partial seizures, and then she has tonic-clonic seizures,
which are the life-threatening ones.
Which are the real nasty. Looks like she's having a stroke.
Yeah.
Really scary things.
She's been having them at least twice a week at the moment.
Yeah.
And at home at night, especially because 90% of her seizures are from when she's just woke up or when she's very, very tired.
Bit like now. Actually.
Yeah, I'm looking at her now. So
if we dash off, that's why.
So if you see me looking, it's always we've got the camera there, always keeping an eye. But so when we know she's awake and she's tired, that's when sort of we're on high alert, and it can be quite stressful. At the moment, if she wakes up during the night, I'm studying because I can't watch anything because I need to be listening out for her, because as soon as she goes into seizure, she will stop breathing and she'll make the very gurgling noise, won't she?
Well, you sat there and listened to it on the headphones today.
Yeah.
It's a very
I can't hear it very
noise.
well, but yeah.
It's not a nice sound. It really worries you a bit. And it's really weird because Joe was watching this video
today of going back through the seizures.
And I heard it and I jumped up and shot out
and
the room.
Ran out. I was wondering what the hell had happened. And obviously...
The really weird thing, I didn't tell you about this, but the weird thing about that was I was watching her on the cam and what my eyes were being told and what my ears were being told. Two different things.
Even though she was happy in her swing.
I still jumped up.
Yeah.
We've kind of developed those kind of reflexes where if it takes longer than 20 seconds for us to get to her, we probably have a go at ourselves, let alone anybody else. So, we've kind of trained ourselves into fast response and we get to her as quick as we can. But, so that was quite an adventure. But the doctor did mention putting her onto a new medicine.
Yeah, he said
sodium.
The reason they don't do it so much in girls is because of...
it causes problems with pregnancy.
And obviously where Hope's only 10 months old, mentally, in a 10-year-old body, there's not really an issue right now. No. So we've decided to go ahead for that and we're just waiting. I'm so eager to get her started on this medicine. Yeah. But because she's on other life-saving medicine called Orkambi for her CF, they're having to cross-reference it and make sure that they're not going to cause some sort of issues together. Because that's the last thing we want.
The problem with the Orkambi, of course, is that it's a brand new med, so they don't really know whether it's going to interact with other things. We know of one drug that it definitely does, which was diazepam for anti-seizure.
So she can't have
She can't have that. So they gave her midazolam instead. So there's ways around it, obviously, but we'd rather her be on this sodium. I can't remember the name of it. Sodium. It begins with a V. I'll flash it up on the screen.
A letter of the alphabet.
A V. Don't see. Told you. One of those nights. You're having a right old day of it, aren't you?
Yeah. And then obviously when we get into the clinic, the doctor, after everything, I guess he has to tell us that the chances of death is always there. But because we have cameras everywhere and Hope doesn't really need her own privacy as such, where a lot of teenagers, they like their privacy, and obviously if they have a seizure, they can't, there's no one really to help, because as far as you know, they're upstairs listening to their music and stuff. So at the moment, Hope's on the lower risk side of that. But
all eyes on her.
Yeah.
There's very rarely a time when one of us haven't got eyes on her.
No,
Generally, when she's at school and somebody else has got her. So,
I phone up lunchtime. She all right? But
they probably just recorded that and just play it back to her. Yeah, she's fine.
But they also think that she might be coming down with. She might be developing CF-related diabetes.
Yeah. So just to fill you in on that one, what that entails is when she's hungry, she gets grumpy as hell. That's the main symptom. That's the reason why we think this. And that's the telltale sign. That's what the dietitian was telling us. So we'll probably have tests for that at some point.
The ECG, they want her to have a 24-hour ECG connected to the head. Not sure how that's going to go.
That's not going to be fun, because last time we had an EEG, she was just banging on the lights.
And it was only 10 minutes.
But she had an absent seizure in that. And
they didn't pick it up.
And the test came back all fine. So, you've got to wonder whether it's even worth doing these tests. But
I know,
if they want to do it, they want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, even if she only has it on while she's asleep, at least then, hopefully they could catch something. It's obvious that she's got epilepsy. I don't know what they're expecting to catch or find.
Quite.
So
it's not like, oh, look, she's had a seizure, but it's not epilepsy.
The only thing that really worried me about coming away from there was when she was in there, they wanted to test her reflexes, and we noticed that she didn't really have any, did she?
That was a bit strange.
But the doctor didn't actually say anything, so I'm assuming it's all good.
The thing is that, I've had my reflexes tested before, and they hit you on the knee or
and your leg
behind the
goes
knee.
flying.
Mine didn't either.
Oh, so maybe it's just
it's the way they do it. They hold it in front so it doesn't do that. I don't know.
Maybe she felt it rather than us see it.
Yeah, maybe there was the tiniest. So they're not looking for this massive, great, big reaction, which is what you always expect in carry-on films and stuff. Just an update on how it went on
Tuesday.
And there'll be more to come. We hope to get back to, now that we've got out of that appointment, back to proper videos.
This
human malware
stuff needs to bugger off so we can all have a life again.
That would be nice. Anyway, so I think that'll do it for now.
Yeah.
Anything you wanted to say?
Not really. You've been telling me to shut up all day.
What's the weight loss now?
About 3 pounds away from 3 stone.
Going in the right direction. Well
Definitely.
done.
Cheers.
Okay, so we'll see you in the next one, guys. Remember, thumbs up if you like this video.
Thumbs down if you don't.
Check out our merch in the description below. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Take care. Let's bugger you off, see you to bed.